happening. Hopefully, elevate this just in case. Here we go. Coming at you from a new setting, and we're only here because it's nighttime and the lighting's better without like turning on fluorescence, and fireplace. Nice and cozy here. Happy Wednesday. It's gonna be Thursday by the time you get this though, so happy Thursday. Yeah, I've got some sage and sweetgrass here. Got a couple candles. I lit some incense. So I'm just really appreciative of the time I have right now, because I just put Roro to bed after, see, Nolan had OB tonight, and Roro and I took a lovely bath, and everyone went to bed early today, which was necessary. We were outside most of the day because I knew it would be the last decent day before we get some actual winter here in Colorado. And let's go ahead and take these. Let the otter back in. Thank you, otter. How did the otter feel for you last week? The otter was embodying playfulness. We definitely had some fun, if not. Might have gone a little hard in a couple days, but we definitely did our best to have fun. Let's see. I really enjoyed, that was the week before, wasn't it? I don't even remember a lot of last week's reading, but oh well. We're here. Let's enjoy this reading. The big old Thoth deck out. It's more of a challenging week for me, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely incorporated lots of playfulness and more like presentness. But there's hard moments, like Ro was teething, and I was like kind of launched into like a mental pattern that I've been working on, and just taking no action, and just like again continuing to like zoom out and keep my eye on the prize, zooming out and like really like embodying what that dream is. And for me, I've also been leaning into my spirituality and relationship with God, and oh man, it's like there's so much out there, and discernment is important, and I feel confident in my discernment as I navigate all these different branches of religion, as well as like mysticism, and I do have this deep understanding that like all of this woo-woo and Jesus and God and religion and like all of this, it ties together. And I'm not saying that I can draw the roadmap, gosh, no way, but I'm really, on my journey, like I'm trying to follow a path that is, it's my will and God's will. It's God saying, hey, here's the path, and me being willing to step forward and figure out how I'm going to handle it, how I'm going to walk it, how much grace I'm going to hold while I'm doing so, as well as expansion, like, and keeping myself in check in the means of, like, my ego is healthy and it's not overinflated. What the path that I'm trying to pursue brings, like, liberation for all that I am encountering. Mainly, me and my boys, and I have no answers, but that's the journey that I'm on, and I think it's definitely necessary, especially in these weird times. Just found this jade stone in the carpet. Rohan took it from the car. We were sitting here and just spat it out, and I was like, didn't know you had that. So, alright, let's cleanse off one more time. We'll take a grounding, a few breaths together. Feel ourselves tap into the frequency of reflection, faith. May our ego be disarmed as we venture into self-reflection. May we know that it comes from love. We reflect so that we may grow. We reflect so that we may align, expand. And we know better, and then we do better. And we are so capable and worthy of everything that we're dreaming of. So, may these cards reflect what the collective, whoever is watching this, hearing this, may these cards reflect exactly what we need to know and hear and feel and sense and seek on our path, as well as what to let go of. And please help me to be clear, objective, loving, compassionate, and an open channel for whatever messages you do have to relay to us. Thank you. I would shuffle on the table, but it's gonna knock the phone down. Everything feels so loud when the babies are asleep, right? Okay. This is funny. Okay. See, I thought it would be so cool to have a giant thought deck, but I can hardly fit my palms around it. This is the first card that we have with the moon. So the moon, when we think about like the moon sign, right, we're talking about the inner world. We're talking about cycles, phases, right? And you know, there's this other aspect that's coming forward that wants to be spoken about how there are like threads of thinking that the moon is like false, right? And the reason I'm not possible. I think the reason that this wants to come forward as well is okay, not the baby. When we are dealing with our emotions, they, for some, for many, definitely for me, they like to take us on a ride. The moon is watery and ever changing, and therefore it's incredible at bringing things up in the moment. But I think this false aspect comes in simply as a warning to not bank on these emotions, right? It's absolutely important to take these feelings into consideration, to discern and pick apart what is intuition here versus what is purely emotion, and to find like the morsel of truth. And then the false moon comes in and it's like, hey, like, you take your morsel of truth, but everything else around here, like, let it pass. Process it, dance it out, talk it out, whatever you need to release the charge, the fullness of a moon, right? And move forward with the truth. Move forward with your gut knowing and what these feelings have brought to light for you. Yeah. See if there's anything else that needs to be said. If I can't find it. Yeah, I feel really clear in that. I feel confident in that. We ride the intuition, the instinct, and we let the charge of the emotional world come and go. So discernment is needed for that, and make sure, I would say, it's ideal to have those methods in place for when you need to release that emotional charge. Moving on, we have Princess of Discs, reversed. Ooh. So much detail in these decks. And these are a challenge for me to read, but I think it's a good challenge. So discs, right? We're dealing with abundance. So she is, I don't know if you could tell, she's pregnant. At least she definitely seems it to me. She's plump and luscious, luxurious. She's surrounded by plenty, and she's definitely, she seems like amused at what she's doing. Like she's holding this staff, she's looking down, and she's creating something, and she seems really amused by it. She's just really enjoying this process of building, of growing. And that's been a theme in these readings, is building and growing. And it's here on this plane, right? It's lining up like, oh, excuse me. You can almost say this phase we're in is nesting, right? We're in this nesting phase where we're just aligning everything that we want in order. And she has discernment as to what is to be in her sphere as she welcomes this new baby, whatever that means to you, into the life. She's setting things up. Yeah, and she's radiant. Radiant. First and foremost, the Daughter of Pentacles is a student. This is standing out. She's open-minded and willing to consider new experiences. She shows up in a reading as an indication that there's a lesson available. Keep your eyes open for it. More literally, you may be called to go back to school or seek additional training. That sticks out to me. Additional training, learning more, growing more. Oh. Nesting, setting up, building. Yeah, staying focused as well. And enjoying the process. I mean, I think about the first time I was pregnant, and I know this isn't everyone's experience, but I did not hold fear about any of it. Because I was just like, this is fun, this is new, this is cool, let's just see what this experience is, you know. And I had a lot of education on the topic before I even got pregnant, so I knew, like, I was gonna be fine. I just knew that I was gonna be fine, and so I really was just, knowledge is power. Oh my gosh, like, that's the message too, right? It's like, I expanded my knowledge. I went back to school all about birth, and I found so much liberation in that, and continue to do so. I mean, those lessons serve me every day. So yeah. Knowledge cures fear. Action cures anxiety. Just keep going forth and know what you need to know, and enjoy the process of knowing and learning these things, and you're literally expanding you. Okay, last card we have here, Valor. That's the 7, I believe. Yeah, 7 of Wands. What I see here is a very strong front. That's what sticks out to me. It's very strong core as well, because everything's crisscrossing there in the middle. A lot of power has been gained. think about how we are just a couple months out from the astrological new year. I know that yesterday it reset into the lunar new year, but I don't understand enough about that to speak to it. The astrological new year has always resonated a lot with me, and that's why I keep saying, like, we're in this building phase because, like, it's winter and we're just meant to be dreaming, and experimentation is great because we don't have to be extremely committed. It's not the time for, like, diving completely deep into what we think we want to do for the rest of this, like, year, or phase. It's this time of, like, still we're picking apart what's working, what's not. And I feel like valor here, it's speaking to, like, hey, like, you're really beginning to see the foundations of, like, what you're doing here, don't you? Like, you're really beginning to feel the flow, like, in your core methods setting into place. And that's powerful. I think that's really wonderful and exciting. Yeah, 7s. I think that while waiting till the end of the day is easier in the sense that I don't have the children coming in all the time to break my train of thought, but I'm tired. So energy itself feels itself at last gasp. Possible victory, obstacles and difficulties, yet courage to meet them. Victory in small things. Yeah, okay. So courage and feeling successful in the small things. Every little bit builds up to the final outcome. Well, I don't have too much more in me tonight. I wanted to get this out there. It's imperfect, but just gotta show up, keep trying, and keep offering, and may it serve you in the way that you need. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Oh my gosh, our animal spirit. Hang on, let's get this done first. Who is it? It's the swan. The swan. There's a reflection of the swan, so I feel like it's just... I know I called upon that word when we were settling in here. Swan is effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity in Hindu mythology. The goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan cards appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. Girl, ain't that the truth? An inner voice is waiting to be heard. An inner vision is likely to be revealed. Love that. When in balance, infinite creative power. When out of balance, agitated, snippy, and lacking vision. To bring into balance, solo time and writing. Well, I'm getting all of that tomorrow. Thank goodness. It's been a week for sure. So I love that this card has come in. I keep running into people and talking about, like, you know, I'm literally always like knitting or planning something, like making something. Right now I'm crocheting a top, and like people know that I make the bread and they're like, oh, it's just so creative. I was like, I have to create. That's what I've been telling everyone. I have to create or I just will go crazy. Like, there was such a long period of time in my life that I just kept putting off these things I wanted to do because there was always stuff to do, something to clean, and that was before kids, okay? And now I'm like, I cannot put me off anymore. I just have to create, and like that floodgates have been opened, is all I gotta say. So I love that this swan has come up, and I just love this for us. I think this is gonna be great. I think it's wonderful on the heels of the Otter Week and finding playfulness. And take this for what you will. Thank you for watching or listening, however you're getting this video. Love you all, and don't forget to check out my website. If you need stuff, just hit me up.